In the chapter of linear equation, let's take a look at checkpoint 5.3a. All right, so these are questions that are actually word problems that requires you to form an equation and then solve for the unknown. Okay, sometimes they don't explicitly tell you that let x be something. Okay, but most of the time, all right, learn how to put whatever you're looking for as an unknown. Okay, so let me go through a couple of examples to show you how it's done. Now for the first question, they say find two consecutive odd numbers such that the sum of the greater number and 5 times the smaller number is 92. So what does this mean? It means step 1 to actually let x be the smaller number. Correct? Okay, so if x is a smaller number, they are looking for odd numbers. If I have x plus 1, okay, this is an odd number. So let's say example 3. Okay, if I plus 1, I'll actually have an even number. Note this. Okay, if let's say I have 5 plus 1, it is also an even number. So I don't want to plus 1. What do? I'll take 3 plus 2, which will give me an odd number. Then 5 plus 2, which will also give me an odd number. So therefore, my second number, which is the bigger number, all right, would be x plus 2. So this is the bigger number. Okay, now the sum of the greater number, so sum of the greater number x plus 2 plus 5 times of the smaller number is actually 92. So therefore, once you are done forming this equation, this is 1 mark worth. Alright, then solve for it. So you have 6x plus 2 equals to 92, which will give you 90. 6x equals to 90, x equals to 90 divided by 6, which will give you an eventual answer of x equals to 15. Okay, so let's take a look at the next question. Okay, now this is a very common question because this one requires a little bit more of arrangement. Okay, in primary school, what do you actually learn? You learn through drawing models. Okay, but now what you need to do is to use algebra to find all of these questions, find your answers in these kind of questions. So you have Nadia, Raju, Bernard. Okay, now Nadia is twice as old as Raju, so therefore Nadia is twice as old as Raju. So I'm letting Raju's age be X. Okay, whereas Bernard, okay, Nadia is half as old as Bernard, which means who is more? Is Nadia more or Bernard more? Bernard, because Nadia is half of what Bernard is. So therefore, Bernard is 4 times. Correct? Okay, because Nadia is half of Bernard, so therefore it's 2x. So therefore, they're telling you in 22 years' time, okay, 22 years' time, what happens is that Bernard would be 4x plus 22 now, and then who else? Raju would be x plus 22 now. And then they tell you, okay, in 22 years' time, Bernard will be twice as old as Raju, which means who is more again? Bernard is more, right? So therefore, 4x plus 22 would mean that it is 2 times of what Raju is. So then again, solve for this equation. So you have 4x plus 22 equals 2x plus, right, plus 44. So you bring over, you have 2x equals to 22, of which x equals to 11. Now what's Nadia's age? Please don't just stop here. Okay, Nadia's age is 2x, so always apply back to the question. Alright, Nadia's age is 2x, which means it is 2 times 11, which will give you 22 years old. Okay, now then let's take a look at question 11. Now 11 is also another very common question. Okay, you will normally be used to solve simultaneous in a later stage, probably in set 2, etc. But always remember, when you're given a speed time distance graph, okay, this is the magical triangle that you must remember. Okay, and this means distance equals to speed times time. Okay, so let's see. If I have town A and town B, okay, by going there, it took me 4 kilometers per hour, and by coming back, it took me 6 kilometers per hour. So by looking at this, what does this tell you? It tells you that the distance from A to B and B to A is the same, correct? So what do you know? Distance to and fro is the same, right? Okay, so therefore what can you see? That speed times time. So you know that the total time taken is 45 minutes. Okay, please make sure this is important. Now whenever they give you in minutes, you have to convert this into hours. Why? Because all your average speed is in terms of hours. So you have 3/4 hours here. Okay, now then what do? I'll let x be the time taken to travel, okay, from A to B. Okay, so what would I have? I'll have my distance, which is speed times time, right? So I have 4x. Okay, so when I'm coming back, what happens is that I will have, all right, from B to A, my distance is 6 multiplied by 3 over 4 minus x. Because why? This is the time taken from A to B, right? So I will take the total minus away the time taken from A to B. Okay, and that will give me a 9 over 2 minus away 6x. So you see the distance between these two is the same. Okay, means 4x is equals to this. So therefore, what I'll do is I'll equate them together. I'll have 4x equals to 9 over 2 minus away 6x, which will give me 10x equals to 9 over 2, x equals to 0.45. So you see, x means what? X means the time taken to travel. Okay, the time taken to travel. So therefore, what you're looking at in terms of the total distance, okay, would be 4x first. This is the distance from A to B, right? So I'll take 0.45 multiplied by 4. Okay, I'll get 1.8 kilometers. So since they are both the same, what happens is your total distance would be 1.8 times 2. And this would give you 3.6 kilometers. Okay? Yep.